Hello, this is starting the project. If you're yet to watch the demo, just go back one video and you can see that. You start first of all by importing PySimple GUI as SG. This is a conventional way by which you set the options. I am particularly interested in setting the options of the font size and the particular name of that font, which is Helvetica, because it looks great and I want to show a font size of 20 so that the whatever is produced you can see very clearly. And then I apply a theme. There are several themes in PySimple GUI which you can use and be able to see how the system you're building looks well. And then you go on to creating the layout. Layout is very important because that is the interface in which you can demonstrate how the app would work. And so sg.t for text, and we call it awesome BMI Calculator. And once you have that layout, then you create a window, which is where you demonstrate everything you've placed within the layout. And the convention of setting the window is window equals sg dot capital W window, and awesome BMI calculator is the name, and layout, and then let's put the resizable false, meaning that we cannot make the window bigger than it is when it's built. And then the most important step is the while loop. So while the loop is true, you want the window, whatever is in the window, to be readable. And so you say window event comma window, show that. And then if the event is when closed, which is a common phenomenon that we use in PySimple GUI, break. And then don't forget to close the window. So window.close, and then you stop that. Let's demonstrate and see how it looks like by running the app. And there you see, beautiful. So it already captures awesome BMI calculator. Okay, right, we'll go on to continue building what we've so far established. And this is quite simple and straightforward for those who know how to use the system. And we're just building the skeleton at the moment. So first of all, I want to give the instruction sg.t. Remember that t is for text. Choose whichever of the measurement systems to calculate, or because we're going to be using this BMI for the imperial as well as the metric systems. So you see, let's demonstrate that and see as well. Very good. So you see the instruction is clear so that the user of the app will be able to recognize what to do. So next we have to put radio buttons, and as with radio buttons, you have to select one or the other. So we first put the group, the group for it, let's call it group 1, but a metric system first. And we have a key that we can use in calling that very group into some activity. Now this enable events is important because unless you put this factor, it will not respond. Okay, so next one would be radio, and then we're going to put the metric system now. Sorry, imperial. The first one was metric and the imperial system now. Now it's important to put the group with the same name. Otherwise, it would be futile to use a different group, as it would count that as a separate entity altogether. So again, give a key and then enable events, put it as true as well. Okay. The convention is classical. If you have yet, okay, let's run this and see. Brilliant. So you can see that you have the radio buttons already. Perfect. We continue there. Right, so we're going to put the name of the height and weight, and then create an input where we would put those inputs as empty. So sg.I stands for input. We'll put a size to it because we don't want it to fill the window, and then we'll give a key. These keys are important because those are the derivatives that we will actually use in calling the functions. And of course, there's a space there. The second sg.t is blank because we will be calling some function within the while loop at some point. Okay, so you see that? You can see there is the height, which is empty, and we can take some writing. Then we'll go on to create the one for weight. And sg.t, remember, is a text. So you put the weight and then give a size so as to keep it within a particular category so that it doesn't span the whole window. And then followed by the I, which is an input. Give a key which is unique to weight. And again, we create another standalone T without any input, without any information there, so as to call a function into it at some point, and we'll give a key as kg. Well, these keys are what you give. They are unique to each factor. Let's build this and see. Well, you can see there we already have the portions that house weight and height, and those are the two parameters you need. Let's create a space just so as to make this look a bit separate from each other. And let's see how it looks now. We reduce just the t function so you can see there's a space now. This makes it quite distinct so that there's no confusion in the mind of the user. Okay, next. We will put the buttons that once click, it can do the function of calculating the BMI for us. And so SG button, and then you call that this function of expand along the x-axis, put it as true. This is deliberate as it would make the button appear very prominent and clear, and it is an important factor indeed. And then the second one is hg.button, and we use a reset at the and then we'd also expand it as well, making it true along the x-axis. Well, before we show that, let's add this result section somewhere just to display some information. And the SD dot T for text, creating a space and making a font for it as well. Let's give it a unique color and a font size that is small, but making it bold. There seems to be an error here which I will sort at some point, but let's give a key. So this is very sensitive. It would actually show you errors when you have not done something correctly. And I think we've missed some brackets somewhere. Let's put it just before the okay size thing. And yes, I think it's fixed now. And let's run it now and see. Well, there you have it. So you can see the buttons beautifully displayed, but you can't do anything at the moment. You would put things, but when you click, it's not doing anything because you have not activated the event. And that is something we would do at a subsequent tutorial.